That is just so gnarly.
So it's a standard 45 casing with a wax round that looks like it probably goes down pretty far. It might have to. If it only stopped there, it probably wouldn't go very far. But it's pretty cool. Primer only, no gunpowder. So you don't need ears. We're in an indoor range right now, and you don't need ear protection. That's pretty cool.
That is just nuts.
That's pretty sweet. They're not wax, they're rabies infested.
That's a rabies infested Ebola tracer laser guided cruise missile guns. Yeah. Projectiles of power. Should we do strobe? Can we do strobe?
Yeah. Shoot it out of your hyper magazine extended clip. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
That's so quiet.
This is the best thing since ever.
Who needs a suppressor?
This is honestly the best thing that I've ever done. I have peaked in life.
Just for the people at home, what type of 1911 do you have?
It's a Colt railgun. I've had it Cerakoted. When these things first released, they were only available in stainless steel. My sweat is apparently caustic enough to rust stainless steel, so I had it Cerakoted by Tyler here at West Coast Armory. Did a great job. Knocked the edges down. I've got VZ thin grips on here. Fits my hand very, very well. It's a great gun. I've got a little bit over 5,000 rounds shot through it. I've replaced the springs and the extractor, and that's about it. It's a beautiful pistol. My very favorite.
It's my favorite. That's pretty cool. What type of light?
It's a Streamlight TLR1S. So this has the hilarious strobe feature we were using earlier. Honestly, I don't really need the strobe, but this is a really, really simple light, and the mounting bracket is great. I've gone through 3 different firearm mounted lights. I've tried the Surefire X300, the Enforce APL, and I finally settled on this one here. The Surefire is a great light. I love its activation system, but the mounting brackets and the activation paddles had issues with me. The mounting bracket itself was either too loose or too tight. I found that I couldn't use the quick detach normal rail version for like Glocks and everything with this without rattling on the gun, which drove me insane. And if I had the Picatinny mount on there and used the thicker rails for like mounting it on an M4 or something like that, it was so tight that I couldn't get the flashlight off without taking it apart. The flashlight, not the gun. Either way, it was annoying, and I ran into an issue where the activation paddles for the light themselves would come off after about 48 rounds. So there's a little piece of metal sticking, like, oh shit. And Eric, you have to pick them up off the ground when I'd left. I'd be like, Eric, I left the thing there again. It came off and I didn't notice. So Surefire worked great on an AR-15, didn't work great on my 1911. I love the Enforce APL flashlight on a Glock. I didn't care for it on the 1911 just because the frame is so much thinner that my thumb wound up running into the mounting bracket. It was a right angle. And the TLR1 is this nice diagonal, so my thumb just sort of rests on top of it. It's not at all uncomfortable. So the APL is a great little light. It just didn't ergonomically work for me on this specific gun. I still love it on the Glock. This one here, I could have saved myself a ton of heartache by just getting a TLR1 to begin with, because my friend Mike recommended them from his time as a deputy sheriff, so they're great. They work really well. They don't cost an arm and a leg. He's right. It didn't cost an arm and a leg. It works really well. It's super bright. It's easy to use. I'm a big fan.
Sweet. Any small things that Bellande Custom did for you on there that you want to point out?
Yeah, he did a really great job dehorning all the edges. Now, the new production models of this exact same gun have really well knocked down sides and corners and everything, but the earlier ones that I got were typical Colt, that they were razor sharp everywhere. So he did a great job of just dehorning everything, just on the sides, and he had this great little recessed cut around the takedown pin. So if you are shooting left-handed, it's entirely possible to knock that takedown pin, which is also the slide lock, slightly out of battery. So he has that flush fit down. It's not really a giant issue since I'm primarily right-handed, but still, it's a great little attention to detail thing. I had our gunsmiths, so I think Chris actually did the work on my trigger, so it breaks exactly 4.4 pounds right now. So just cleaned it up a little bit. It really didn't need much work out of the box. The finish is just mostly because stainless didn't play nicely with it. They now make this gun, I think, Cerakoted in black, which I think would be the way to go.
Yeah, comes with,
yeah, I like it. It's got some extra personality. So I went with a two-tone thing. I think I saw a SIG that was the same color scheme, roughly, with the 2 different types of tan, essentially. And it kind of served as the inspiration for this, but I have black accents with mine. So it's sort of vaguely inspired by both the Colt M45A1 and that SIG pistol. I think it was a 226 or something, called the Desert Edition. But Yeah, it's my favorite. This thing goes with me pretty much everywhere. It's a great pistol.
He's the only guy I know that'll actually conceal carry this. It's pretty cool.
It's thin.
Sweet gun.
You know, it's a physically large handgun in most dimensions except for the width. It's very thin, which makes it very comfortable, at least for me, to carry inside the waistband. The only thing that a lot of people still run into is the weight. It's not a lightweight gun.
Yeah.
With a full 8-round magazine, one of the chamber, and the flashlight, it weighs 3 pounds.
Nice.
So you kind of have to resign yourself to the fact that it's never going to be a lightweight pistol like a Glock or anything like that.
Cool. It shoots wax really well.
It shoots wax exceptionally well. You can see that my practical accuracy with whatever, like what, two grain wax projectiles is actually surprisingly good.
That's pretty good.
I'm blown away by how well it shot wax.
It's like a
it's like it cut directly through. It's like a +P wax round or something. That's awesome.
Cool. Thanks for showing us your gun, and those wax rounds are pretty damn cool. So
my pleasure.
Cool. Thanks for watching, everyone.